Hey guys, Terry here with HVAC Maintenance, or mainsupplies.com. That's mainsupplies.com. Today we're going to talk a little bit about air conditioning maintenance, specifically from a residential standpoint. We're starting down in the basement here where the air handler is, or the unit that blows air up into your home. Sometimes these units are located up in the attic upstairs. Your first thing you want to do is hunt down your air filter. This is the same air filter in a lot of cases that filters the air for your furnace. So the first thing you want to do is pull that out, check it out, replace it, make sure that you get a nice clean one in there for the air conditioning season, or you will end up with airflow problems which can result in freeze-ups. Second thing you want to take a quick peek at is your drain assembly. Somewhere on here you're going to have a drain that the condensate drains out of. You want to pull that hose off. You can pour a bleach, water, vinegar solution down there to clear that out, and keep it from building up a lot of your bacteria and your algae and stuff like that. The evaporator coil is usually located somewhere inside of here. As long as you're keeping up on your air filter, you don't necessarily have to worry about cleaning that all the time. It is good to get in there and clean it periodically. It's a lot harder to clean that than the condenser coil, because a lot of times you got to remove a patch and completely pull it out. Or you can get around the side of your furnace if you have a humidifier, take this apart. Sometimes you can access it. It's typically an A-frame type coil that looks a lot like the coil outside. You can spray a coil cleaner on there, let it soak for 5 or 10 minutes. You make sure you're using a non-rinse. We sell those online and in our air conditioner maintenance kit that we sell online. And then once you start the unit back up, the condensate will then rinse that off. But first you want to vacuum all the heavy dust and dirt with the small handy brush that we have in our maintenance kit. Get that out of there so that that debris that you're getting off of there doesn't block up the drain. Okay, we're going to head back upstairs now and take a look at the condenser and go over a few things with that. Okay, we're up here by the outdoor unit, or what's called the condensing unit. First thing you want to make sure that you do is, whether it be down in your breaker panel downstairs or up here, these are disconnect switches. This particular one pulls out, you rotate it around, push it back in. That'll turn the power off to the unit. You want to make sure you have your power off, that you're wearing safety glasses and gloves when you're dealing with these coil cleaners and stuff. A lot of these disconnects have fuses in there behind them. You can have an electrician take a look at those if you're having some power issues to make sure that those are okay. Sometimes there's just a breaker in there as well. So the first thing we're going to do outside here is make sure that we pull all the grass, the heavy grass that's growing up around here that may be restricting the coil airflow. You want to make sure you have like 8 to 10 inches of good airflow around this coil. And you can take this brush that's in our air conditioning maintenance kit, get all this heavy grass and stuff off of here the best you can. And of course I'm going to speed this process up a little bit because we are making the video itself. We sell a lot of these coil cleaners online, as well as an air conditioner maintenance kit. Again, mainsupplies.com. That includes 2 cans of the coil cleaner, coil cleaning brush, a fin comb, and the coil coating treatment. We have a couple other fin combs on there too. What those are designed to do is to take that little hail damage dents out of the fins. This one's adjustable. You slide it up for a tighter coil pattern, all the way down for a looser pattern. If you have minimum damage on your coil, you can be effective at pulling some of that out. You put it in there and you pull down, and it'll kind of lift and loosen or straighten those back out to a degree. If the coil is really bad, obviously it would need to be replaced, or the air conditioner would need to be replaced. A couple other things to look at and inspect is you have 2 lines coming out of here. One is an insulated line, your suction line. The other is your high side line, or your liquid line. Make sure that this insulation is in good shape. It'll start sweating. You want to make sure that that's insulated all the way. Some foam insulated tape to patch that up works fine. You also have a 2-wire. This is a coated insulated wire. Within this wire is 2 other wires, and it goes back in. It's what sends the signal to the contactor to pull this unit on. A lot of times you'll get mice that'll chew through these and do some damage. So inspect that. Make sure that the wire is not damaged at all. I've pulled the cover off of here already to get at the electrical components. Again, make sure that your power is off. A lot of times mice like to build nests in here. You pull all that mouse debris, the nest, everything out of there. Take a look at your contactor. You can see how this one's kind of clean, not any burnt to it. One contactor will be pitted and burnt. You want to make sure that you get that addressed by a technician, because that can end up with premature compressor failure, which is very expensive. Top of your unit, you can look down in here. If you got the power off, you can take these screws off, lift this to the side, and get that debris that's all inside the unit out of there. Put that back on. Some of your fans will have oiling ports on them. You can put a lightweight non-detergent oil. You'll see the little plastic caps if the motor is an oilable one. Okay, so getting to actual coil cleaning part of it. Again, we have this coil cleaner. This isn't most of what we sell on there is a non-rinse. If you're doing the evaporator coil in the house, you just inject this onto the coil. When you turn the unit back on, the condensate will rinse it off. Outside here, the first thing we want to do is take a hose with some good water pressure. Not so much water pressure that it's going to bend the fins. Wash all that grass out of there. Wet the whole coil down all the way around. Then we're going to come back, shake up this can, and we're going to hold it real close to there and inject that right inside the coil. We'll cover the whole surface area of the coil, and you can see how that's foaming up and loosening up all that dirt that's inside of there. We're going to let that whole thing soak for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back, and again, I'm doing this a little bit ahead of time, but we're going to let the thing soak for 5 to 10 minutes, and then go back and forth real slow. Basically pushing that debris either through the coil or down. Now, a lot of people say it's better, and it is, to actually clean it from the inside out. And if you're comfortable taking the air conditioner apart to do that, you can certainly do that. It's just that in a lot of cases, it's tough to get it back apart and together, and you can end up doing damage to the Freon lines by pulling it apart. As long as you do this once, twice, or in some cases even 3 times a year if it's real hot, you keep up on it. Usually you can push that dirt right through the coil and not have to worry about any problems with anything. So you're going to go across the whole coil. Then you can take this coil coating treatment. Again, it works great on the evaporators, but here, and you basically spray and inject that into the whole coil itself. It creates a molecular barrier on there to keep dust and dirt from forming on the air conditioner. So again, the kit contains, the coil cleaner, the coil coating treatment, as well as the fin comb and the brush. That pretty much wraps up your basic air conditioning maintenance. Again, it is good to get a technician out every few years and check the Freon levels. Again, this line should typically be real cold, this one warmer when it's running. You want to see anywhere from a 15 to a 20 degree temperature drop in your house or your registers. In other words, if it's 70 degrees, you want to see about 55 degrees coming out of the registers. And again, that's a ballpark. It doesn't mean that your Freon charge is perfect, but it'll get you in the ballpark, and you really should have a technician if you want to know if your Freon charge is exactly where it should be. One other quick thing we have on our website, if you're running into problems where you're having to put Freon in every year, the technician is, check out our Freon leak repair kit. Real easy system. You can add it yourself. You put it into the air conditioner. It seals up any real small leaks to a degree. Large leaks would have to be fixed by a technician. Well, that wraps it up for this segment. Check in on our YouTube site for other videos, including troubleshooting, and one as well on that Easy Seal kit.